The original reason why I came here is because I wanted to serve the Lord. I came here because I knew I was going to be spiritually changed and grow, and that I would leave with something that I wouldn't be able to find just doing my daily activities at home.
I was expecting just a trip where I was just doing construction with others and just to help people just cause. And I was kind of worried about not really knowing a lot of people, but it ended up being more of actually just spreading the gospel while doing that construction. And I actually ended up being able to talk and know more people from my community and out of my community.
I'm here because I'm doing something that's out of my comfort zone. I'm not really the person to like go outside and like do work. I was really like pushing my comfort zone, and also like staying in a high school is like not the greatest ever. I learned that I can work outside and be okay, but I'm also here because I just want to bless other people.
Bill had a text between me and my wife he sent out, and he was like, hey Corey, we need another female to chaperone or to help out in World Changers. A few minutes later he sent another one, and it pretty much says, oh, by the way, John, you're invited too. So there was a few things that I was going to try to do this summer which didn't pan out, so I was like, all right, well, God obviously wants me to come here. On Wednesday night we went to this place called Scene 75. But there was this, we had a party room, and our waitress name was Mariah. There was a time where I went back into the room and it was just her and I in there. And God just prompted me, hey, share the gospel with her. Ask her what your ideas are about me and about him. So I think that's really the reason why God placed me here.
I am a child of God.
The main reason that I wanted to come back was just because I was able to see a lot of people, especially Christians who are my age, and I can grow relationships with them and I can bond with them, and they can help me with my faith, especially with like the concert of prayers. It just helps me grow so much closer to God, and I just love it so much. So I was really excited to come back again this year and see this year we were able to help a church. It feels so good to come back and see like what you can do in your community and other communities.
What I first expected when I was coming to World Changers, because this was my second time, I kind of expected, the work not to be that hard, because last year we had kind of mild house. There wasn't a lot of work that needed to be done, so I was kind of expecting there not to be that much to do. When I showed up, I was very surprised right off the bat. I also didn't expect to make that many new friends or meet many new people, because I'm more of I like to stick with who I have, and I don't like to go out of it. But I really went out of my comfort zone and talked to a lot of new people. And other than that, nothing really exceeded my expectations, other than the concert of prayer. That was amazing. Everyone, I wouldn't really say opening up, but just to see a lot of people accept God that night right there was very emotional for me, and I'm sure very emotional for many other people. So it was good to be there and to experience that with them and be there for them.
So when we were in small groups and we were talking, Preston said something along the lines of, if I saw a whole bunch of teenagers working on someone's house, I wouldn't think twice. I would just keep walking and not think anything of it. He said that his group has already had several people come up to them and ask them what they were doing, and they were able to share with them what they were doing and why they were doing it, and tell them a little bit about the gospel.
So there was this guy who was across the street from the house that we were working on, and it was he was intoxicated. He used a lot of very fun, colorful language, and today, which is Friday, July 21st, today, he came over. He was holding chili dogs in a plate, and I was scared, really scared, because I don't like people. And he comes over with the chili dogs, and he's talking. And he's very adamant that we eat these chili dogs, by the way. He's like, you gotta eat them. And I'm like, I don't really want to eat them. But it was a good ministry moment. Miss Corey and our crew chief, Mr. Glenn, really took the opportunity to invite him to the local church that was around.
Her name is Miss Darlene, and she very recently and very quickly lost her husband. He went to a hospital, and then within a week, he was dead. And so she was still struggling with that. And so we were able to do her house and do things that she couldn't do and that were planned to be done, but her husband had died. We just got so many people noticing. It was incredible. The amount of people who would personally interact about needing to be talked to because they saw that house and that house looked good. It was amazing. Physically, I'm so tired, but spiritually recharged, and that's all I need.
I saw God working in the lady we were working with. She had a 90-year-old mother she was taking care of, and she couldn't do the things around the house herself. She was really grateful, and afterwards we sung her song, and she had like tears in her eyes. And she was just so grateful for it.
One of the most impactful things that we had the opportunity to do this trip was with my crew. We were able to minister to the parents of one of the ladies that is at a recovery house that we were working with. But this lady, who was in her upper 70s, she lived for gardening. And the fact that we went out of our way to pull weeds, to mulch her garden, to make her garden look nice, it just spoke volumes to her. It wasn't the need that she had for her home, but it was absolutely the need that she had for her heart. And she said multiple times that she feels like we were sent straight from heaven to minister to her. Her and her husband are both believers. We prayed with them multiple times. We had many opportunities to share the gospel with neighbors. And we had youth taking the initiative to go share the gospel with neighbors. It wasn't the adults prompting them to go. We had the youth taking that initiative to go and to share the gospel with those around them.
So this week I had the opportunity to talk to this woman that was a recovering alcoholic, and she had been sober for a while, I'm pretty sure a couple years. But she gave her testimony to my crew, and we all sat down and talked to her for over an hour, and she just talked about like what her life was like and how her life changed and why it changed. And I really liked hearing her testimony because it puts things into perspectives that I never saw before. And I really liked hearing her because she was so happy now, and she was so happy with her life. It was a really cool story to hear because I never really heard something just like that. But she told us that a lot of the women that lived in the house that we were working on, it was a rehab facility, and there were 3 of them, but the one specifically was for women with children who are recovering and staying sober. And it was really cool to hear about that because it was all about who we were helping and serving, and I really liked knowing that because it just made it feel like it was so much more worth it.
Life is Roblox.
And I can't wait to come back to World Changers next year, grow more spiritually, and have more fun.
Life is Roblox.
And remember, bring out the whole ocean. That's it.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
My name is Preston Weber, and I'll be back.
No, don't use that. Fat Thor for life.
Oh, say, can you see? That's good.
Love World Changers. 10 out of 10 would come back next year.
See you next time.
See you next time, World Changers.
Something funny. Roblox! It was fun.